What is up? Oh, I just banged the shit out of that gavel. No cap. How's everybody doing? We're fucking back in court on a Monday. This is actually a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. I myself have been to many concerts. I have many concert stories, so you can believe you'll be hearing from me in between calls. But go ahead and drop a call. People are still getting here, but 540-583-4464. We're telling concert stories, festivals, you name it, Jack. I guess I could put a subtitle on concert and festival stories. Oh my God. Hello, I'm not on Xanax. That's great news. What's up, Drew? How's it going, dog? Yo, I think we're on our last few days off of Facebook. I think I'm back on like the 6th on Facebook. So we're close, brother. Close. Ooh, you got a good one. That's what's up. Man, I didn't go to a concert till I was like 18, but then for like the next 5 or 6 years, I went to like fucking 30 or 40 shows, like a lot of concerts, a fucking lot. I've seen so much funny shit, man. I've seen like young kids having to take it out of the crowd because they were all fucked up on drugs. I saw this dude who was like full on, like he was rolling harder than anyone you've ever seen. And security pulled him out over the front bar and he pulled out his wallet and he's literally like holding up his ID like he's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So fucking funny. Happy memories. Ooh, what's up? We got a call. It's Chet. Oh, that's why he said he wasn't on Xanax, because he was going to call. You preempted your call by saying you weren't on Xanax. That's nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because maybe you wouldn't have answered this time.
Always. I'll always answer for you.
No, okay. So, fell in love with a girl at the rock show, huh?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Never fell in love with a girl at the rock show, but I've definitely smashed like crazy at rock shows.
You've had sex at a concert?
No, like outside.
Oh, okay. That's still scary.
I'm gonna tell you, I am a part of Bay Area history. You know what I mean? Because you know I'm an eclectic guy. I'm not just into rap music. I sound like a fucking ghetto heathen. I know this. Everybody that's listening, I know that I sound ghetto as shit. But I'm also a very, very... I'm sorry, I did that wrong. I just love punk rock. You know what I mean? I'm into punk rock. I was always into punk rock. And it's a great thing. So I used to go to the Gilman a lot. And the Gilman girls... Oh, man, the Gilman girls. They were a breed. And, yeah, man, one of the craziest times is where there's this brewery right across the street. And, of course, like, we're kids, so we can't go in there. But, like, there was, like, this alleyway, like, right next to the brewery. So I'm like, all right, hey, you want to go, like, hang out over there? And we were drinking, I think we were drinking, like, fucking old school MD. So like we're fucked up. I'm like, you want to go hang out? I'm like, you want to go hang out over there? And of course, like this means like, do you want to suck my dick? So boom, we go over there. We start doing that. Then her fucking punk rock friend comes over there as well. Morgan, I'm fucking 16 years old. Okay.
When you said you were drinking MD, I knew you had to be very young in this story.
I'm 16 years old. And I just remember her going like, hey, can I join? And I'm 16, so I don't know if I'm just dumb and I didn't know what that meant at the moment, but I'm just like, nah, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, nah.
You thought she was about to
like,
horn in?
Honestly, somebody walking up and my dick's out, you know what I'm saying?
It's a vulnerable spot that you're in.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like my dick's out, it's in her mouth, and you're walking up talking to me. Yeah, I just I didn't know what to say. But
I'm not
bruh,
gonna be outnumbered with my pants down. That's how you get robbed.
but needless to say, is she ended up joining with her friend because her friend's like, no, it's cool. And these are like two, like Berkeley white girls. Like I don't, if I have to say it, the Gilman is in Berkeley. If you don't know that, that's a very popular place. But fucking, it's Berkeley white girls, and they really just like turned me out on like whites.
That's
Like my
the best
current,
thing. Like a lot of dudes, when they end up in threesome situations, they think like this was their idea. These bitches set you up. Like this was their plan.
Yeah, you know, like I'm like, hey, you want to go hang out? But
Yeah.
little did I know,
No.
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Something was gonna happen. You were gonna get jumped, or it went as good as possible. You know what I mean? You could have just as easily been stabbed.
And they liked me because I was like, I wasn't well, as you can tell, I probably wasn't the regular dude that went to the Gilman. I had like Jabot jeans on and like grill and shit. You feel me? But I was in there going crazy.
You just can't help yourself.
It was a great time, and I like that's one of the most memorable times because like that's like probably one of the only times I've probably been with two girls. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I'm gonna keep it.
You don't have to explain
like
why it's memorable. I get it. I mean, I get it.
But I've had plenty of sexual escapades in that same like location. You know what I'm saying? And then like around in other locations around there. If you were 16, you should have been at the Gilman, to be honest.
It's so crazy, like the places you end up trying to get down when you're like too young to have sex at your house. Like the places you wind up trying to get it in are wild.
Holy
like
shit.
You look back as an adult and you're like, they should have put me in jail. That's not okay. We were out here. Like we were all the way out here.
Yeah. Nick, bro, I used to fuck behind trees at the school, bro.
Guilty. Yeah, that's no good. You can't be doing that.
Did I like put myself out there on that one?
I mean, I don't think so. You've said worse things.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't even remember what I said last time, to be honest with you.
It's okay. I deleted the video of the streams that are online. Like it's lost to the world. No one knows. It's just like a secret between you and me now.
I was being crazy, huh?
You were fine.
Okay, cool.
I didn't feel like I needed to cut you off until like minute 10. And then I was like, all right.
Was I slurring?
I mean, you sounded a little fucked up. You definitely sounded fucked up.
You know what? We're not on the phone. Never mind.
Yo, man. So thanks for calling. That was a good story. I mean, threesome at a concert's pretty good. That's as good as it can go.
Thanks.
Aside from like going backstage and kicking it with the people, that's even better probably. Threesome's probably better than that.
The Gilman didn't have a backstage. You got to hang out with the band outside every day.
There you go. Yeah. Well, it's also, when it's small acts and it's like, who gives a shit? Yo, one time me and Mario went to go see Currency over here right by the Arden Mall in Sac. And they kicked us. It was at a hotel ballroom and they shut the show down because everyone was smoking in there. And right after that, this fool just went outside and smoked weed with everybody. Currency was just smoking weed with everybody that was at the show for like the rest of the time.
It's a great thing, right?
Yeah, it was fucking tight. It was really cool.
Kind of people.
Yeah, really cool.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your stream, dog.
Thanks for calling, dude. I appreciate it.
All right.
Not who I expected to call in with a threesome story. You know what I mean? All due respect. I think actually Mario said that when we were drunk and he called in with a sex story before, now that I mention it. So apologies. Off to a great start. More concert stories. 540-583-4464. That's 540 judging. I don't say that enough. Costs $10 a month for me to say that, and I never bring it up. 540 judging. One time me and Mario went to go see, and I think someone else was there. I don't remember. Brett, maybe? I did like 7 hits of acid And it is Crystal Light. No, it is Crystal Light. No. I did like 7 hits of acid. We went to go see ASAP Rocky. We were in Oakland. And we were there hella early. We always go hella early because we try to get up in the front of the line to get in the front of the show, right? So before we go in, it's like right next to like a fucking in-town, like fucking like a Macy's. And I was like, I gotta buy new shoes. I'm hella fucked up because I was also drunk. So I was drunk. I was on hella acid. I go and I'm like insistent on buying a new pair of shoes. I buy a pair of size 12 shoes. I wear like a size 14 to 15 shoe. I buy like a pair of size 12 Converse. I'm like, no, I have to buy them. My friends are like, those will not fit you. I'm like, I must do it. I won't hear it. I fucking throw my shoes that I brought there away in the trash. And I put on these little ass shoes. And we get into the show. Okay, here's a number one mistake at a concert. So don't do this. If you don't know this, I made the mistake. So let me put you on. I bought a shirt for the show right before the show started. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. So like, I have this shirt around me. Like the crowd is fucking crazy. I'm also losing my mind. There's like fucking, like so many people in this little ass spot. It's packed. And they're fucking pushing. We were in the front. We got worked back to like the middle. People are pushing from behind me. As I'm getting pushed, I start getting hella mad. I'm fucking throwing elbows back like this. I'm like bugging. I'm bugging. And finally I get pushed hella bad. People are like pushing me. And I turn around like I'm ready to swing. And I turn around and there's just like 4 girls that have probably been behind me the whole time. And they're just like, no. And I was like, oh, sorry. Yo, my bad. They looked terrified. Like they looked so scared. I felt so bad. To wrap that up, we leave the concert. Only as we're walking out do I realize I have not had this shirt the whole time. It was just gone. I don't know when it lost it. It was just gone. Then, later that night, we're on our way home. My wife's pregnant with our first baby. She calls me and says she's not feeling good. We go home. I'm like, all right, I'll drive you to the hospital. Bang, I drive her to the hospital. The whole way there, I'm totally cool. I locked into a completely okay zone where nothing could affect me. But then while they were checking into the hospital and after they determined everything was fine, as soon as I knew that emergency time was over, I was in this hospital fucking tripping balls. Like I was keeping it cool. Like I was being cool, but like I'm also like sitting in there like looking at the fucking sheet in the hotel room where they use the divider. And I'm just looking at the pattern on there and Tasha's like, yo, stop staring at that. And I was like, all right. Yeah, no problem. I got you. Oh man. Oh, we got Drew calling about a concert story too. Let's go. What's up, Drew? How you doing, bud?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Great. I'm great.
All right, so I got a funny one for you. So, me and my girlfriend, right before the pandemic hit, we went and saw Tenacious D in Atlanta.
That sounds really cool, actually.
It actually was a really cool fucking show, but that wasn't why I called. I don't know how we got in the conversation of it or how it all occurred, honestly, but I don't know. She wore a butt plug to the concert and had it in like the whole fucking time.
I mean, I'm not here to say that's wrong, but is that something like you guys do? You just take the butt plug out places on the town?
No, so like she went through the whole thing. Like we went and got food and you know got a fucking t-shirt and shit, fucking and then we sat and watched the show and you know Ponzi to be standing and sitting all that. She had that fucking butt plug in, and then so we go to fucking leave and she goes to the fucking bathroom. And it takes her like 10 fucking minutes to come out there. She's like, I'm never fucking doing this shit again. She's like, that was so uncomfortable and just like there was no lube. She's like, it was all just dry. I was like, that sounds fucking horrible.
Oh man. So this was her idea, I'm hoping, right?
I mean, she wasn't against it.
Oh
I couldn't
man,
honestly
oh
say.
buddy.
I might have brought it up as a joke, and she was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do it.
That's a rough one. I mean, I've said this before, but you put this lady through a lot. You've really done a lot. And I think you've already told me a concert story with her too, right? Right? Am I wrong?
No, probably not with her. I think this would have been my first concert story for you.
That's okay. First of all, that was quite a doozy, I gotta say. Here's the thing: like, to do that in the moment and not also plan ahead at all, it's just indicative of a bigger problem. You know what I mean? It's like it says more about what's been happening.
It was a very sexually active period in our relationship.
Those are the best times, and you got to go for it. So I'm gonna say neither of you were wrong. I mean, you were maybe wrong to suggest it, but if she went with it, then who's to say?
Right?
All right, bro. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Have a good one.
You too.
Guess what? We got a new caller. Someone that's never called before. The best. It's screening them. I'll wait so I can call in I can address them like a human, right? No, I'll just say hello. What happened? Oh, they hung up? No. That can't be right. I'm calling them back. Hey, were you just trying to call?
Mr. Meatball?
It is Mr. Meatball. How's it going? I didn't spend 4 years at judge school to be called Mr. Meatball, but yes, no, I'm just kidding. How you doing?
Honorable Meatball. I apologize. I've been following you for a while. It's good to hear from you. You were asking and polling the audience tonight regarding their concert stories, and I wanted to provide mine.
I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear it.
I had an uneventful concert witnessing Kings of Leon play in 2018 after I returned home from my deployment, and all I did is I just showed up at Nashville, Tennessee at the Ascend Amphitheater, and I witnessed them release their debut album, Walls, or We Are Like Love Songs, and that was my first concert I ever got to go to, and I didn't know that everybody smoked weed at them, so I was in the GA pit, and all I did was, I don't remember it. That's it. It was entirely uneventful. That's it. I just figured I'd share.
Oh yeah, thank you. So you're in amongst all these people that were getting high. Was that awkward for you, or were you worried, or how does that? You're a military guy at the time, right? It's right after you're out of the military. So where are you at with that?
I just got. I was a reservist or National Guardsman, but I just couldn't. I couldn't partake because my work required me not to do. I ran them drug tests and whatnot. I work on rockets and whatnot. But that aside, I couldn't. I couldn't partake. But it was just bizarre to me. And ever since then, I've been going to concerts left and right, and I love it.
But everybody's still smoking weed at the concert too, right?
Oh, it was a plethora of smells. There was a person out. There was people left and right of me dancing. People left and right of me touching each other in ways I didn't think that people would touch each other in public, and I wasn't ready for that. And I just, it was a come of age for me, I believe.
Yeah, it's a whole new experience. You're seeing it all. That's cool.
Party. Thank you.
So it made you want to go out more after that, then, is what you're saying?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I've just thrown on the accent. I'm fairly drunk right now, but yeah, no, everything's been honest, true right now, except for the accent.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. So I wanted to get out of my head more and just hang out and explore what being young was, because I never had the opportunity to do it when I was younger, in my like teenage years, I guess. Like since then, I've seen Tyler Childers, Jason Isbell, Dave Matthews Band, Band of Horses, Hollywood Undead. I'll just see, the list goes on. I've seen tons since then, and it's just nuts that was my first concert, was so vanilla.
Yeah, you never know which one's going to be the crazy one. Maybe if the first one was even crazier, like maybe if you saw those people fucking in the aisle at your first concert, you would have been like, I don't know if I could even go back. You know what I mean? Maybe you got eased in and that was good.
But I loved it. I loved it though. Like that was my vibe. Like Electric Forest. I want to go to Electric Forest once or sometime in my life. I don't know.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of really cool festivals out there. You should definitely go.
That are having a good time.
Oh yeah. I mean, so when you go and you can't do any drugs, do you still drink? Do you still drink there?
That is my one crux, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't do anything else, I would assume you would probably drink here and there at least.
We'll say here and there, but yeah. Hey, I make sure I don't, ain't gonna interfere with my job, at least, hopefully.
And so as long, you just drink as much as you can, so you can still work on rockets and shit. Like that's the line.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, nothing's wrong with that shit. So then when you go to these shows, do you get like shithouse drunk and you just fuck around with all these crazy people getting fucked up?
If I Uber.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. That's great.
Random friends. If I make random friends, like that's the thing. Like I'm two different people. There's me when I'm sober. I don't fucking talk to anybody. I don't socialize at all. I don't make friends. But then there's this guy that comes out of nowhere when he drinks, and it's an unhealthy dichotomy. I probably need to investigate very thoroughly into that with therapy. However,
well, I'm not a therapist, but I will say this: both those dudes are in you. Both wolves are inside you, ready to howl at the moon, bro. So you can let that dude out at any time you choose. You don't even have to be drunk. That's what I'm saying. But yeah. It makes me happy that you want to go to these concerts and let him out. You know what I mean? It makes me happy that you I have the urge to go and do it. That's actually tight. That doesn't sound like it's a super negative thing. You're not telling me any of the bad parts, so I'll just assume it's all good.
Well, it's for the most part, it is all good. I mean, I feel like I have healthier drinking habits than I used to. But
there you go.
Yeah,
doing better. That's all you can ask.
Hell yeah. And, I appreciate this question tonight because it made me think, like, why do we go out to connect with, to see these artists perform? It's because we want to connect to each other.
Absolutely. It's a lot more than just seeing the person you like, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And, that's just beautiful, man. Anyway, I appreciate, I don't want to hold up too long. I appreciate what you do with your compilations, you're a good dude.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for watching. It's great. And I appreciate that you, like, this question made you want to call in because it was a really great story. I appreciate it a lot.
I didn't think it would be, but cheers.
Yeah, have a good one, man. Good luck with rockets and shit. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the first rocket scientist we've had on this show. That's great. I totally get it. Like once you go out, it's like an experience. The first show I went to, me and Mario went to go see Wiz Khalifa when he was like just barely like starting to pop off. Like Cushion Orange Juice had just been out, like just come out. Like it was so long, and it was a little ass venue. And this fool did every song you'd ever want to hear him do. Everyone there knew the words to every song. Everyone there was higher than you've ever seen anyone in your life. And it was like something was happening. Like it was like an event was happening while we were there. And plus I was like 18, so I was like fucking blown away. Like I was like, this is crazy. When he said he went to the concert and didn't know everybody was smoking weed, one time on a whim, me and Mario went with a couple of our other friends to San Francisco. We went to go see Red Hot Chili Peppers at the Cow Palace. And we're getting, like, on the way there, these fools driving us are drinking, which is not a huge deal, except for it is. Like, you can't really be doing that. And, like, I wasn't making a big deal about it because they only had, like, 3 beers each. But also, like, as the passenger, like, oh, all right, word. Like, you know what I mean? So we're up in there and we're in the seats. We're like directly to the side of the stage. So it's like great seats. And we bought them like on the way online. Like it was like a total come up. We're in our seats. I'm getting so high. We're like passing blunts back and forth. Right behind us is like a fucking 50-year-old dad, his younger wife, his 2 teenage kids. And like, he's like visibly kind of upset that we're smoking weed, but then he's like not saying anything to us. And then like a while goes by, we're smoking nonstop. There's not like a pause where like, I don't know if he was like deciding not, he was saying stuff like passive aggressively, like, oh man. The worst thing he said was we're smoking there and he goes, yeah, you don't want to end up like these guys, losers. We were fucking cracking up. Like this dude was literally like, it was like making the whole time better that he was being so bent out of shape. But this fool leaves, right? He leaves. And his wife, as soon as he's gone, his wife is like, yo, just so you guys know, I really don't care. Like, I know he's upset, but I don't care. I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm like, yeah, we're not the only ones here smoking weed. It's a concert. She's like, yeah. And then while she was gone, we got her to hit the blunt. Her kids looked like they were gonna fucking die. When her kids saw this bitch hit the blunt just for a second, she looked so hesitant to do it, but she did. And I was so happy. Like I could have died right then. She looked so happy. Or no, I was so happy. She looked very scared. Like she was like, this dude could come back at any time. Her kids looked like she just fucking shit a live chicken. Like they looked crazy. And then, so this one comes back. We're all like dying laughing. Nobody says shit. Like I didn't hear him say anything the rest of the time. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And if you're out there, lady, I hope that you left him because he was a square. And we don't fuck with those guys. What's cool about a concert is like you can 100% lose a group of people that you're there with and still have a great time. We went to go see Schoolboy Q downtown here in Sac, and I lost like my whole group, and I was completely fucked up in the crowd. And everyone around me was having like an equally good time. Like nobody, like as I am also like, I've seen it go down and I've seen people get mad about like absolutely nothing at a show. And I've seen people fight over nothing many times. And no one ever fucks with me at the show. It's an absolute delight. Like I am there waiting for it. I'm hoping somebody tries to fuck with me. No one's ever tried to look at me sideways at a show even once. So I'm in there having the time of my life, carefree, like not a worry. It's just a great time. It's great times had by all. All right, more concert stories. 540-583-4464. That's 540-JUDGING. And we're telling concert stories, man. I have more too, I gotta tell you. That was Khalifa Show, I said, was my first concert. I was like 18. Then as recently as I was like, I mean, I've been going to shows even like in the last couple of years, but when I was probably like 27, we went to go see Young Thug. I don't remember if it was in Oakland or in San Francisco. I don't remember, but I think it was in Oakland. We went to go see Young Thug, and it was so tight. I was absolutely like nearly blacked out drunk. I drank, I don't remember what, like it's bigger than the little personal bottle, but it's smaller than a fifth. It's like the next size up from a personal. It's the little bottle of alcohol. And I drank like a whole one of those of tequila and a half of one because my friend that was drinking, the other guy that wasn't driving, he couldn't drink the other half. We also ate hella edibles. So we ate hella edibles. I'm hella drunk. I'm just absolutely hammer drunk in there. And we're in there. There's like some 18-year-old bitches talking shit to me because I look like I'm about to fucking roll over dead. Like they're all like laughing, like we're having a good time. They're like, oh, you guys are cool. We're all getting high. And then while we're up there, I literally almost passed out. Like I've like fucking dipped down and then popped back up. Like as I was starting to dip, I caught myself. And I was like, oh fuck. And this like 18-year-old girl looked at me like she was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like she was so disgusted by me being fucked up enough to pass out that she was like, I thought you were cool, bro. I thought you were a cool old dude. And now you're gonna die on me. Like it was. We had to go sit down. Like the best part, like Young Thug is in like his best possible songs, and Mario and my homie that was with me took us back to like where the seats are. We sat down for the rest of the show, and I feel to this day I feel awful about that. But your boy just got too drunk. A judge can get too drunk at the show. That's when I cut loose. And I have to whip out a few more concert stories, is what you're telling me, until someone else calls. That's doing me dirty. I hate that y'all seen Thug. Yo, it was tight. From what I remember, it was fucking tight. I absolutely remember we missed most of the best songs while we were sitting down. We were right in the front till that happened. But if they'd not taken me back there, security would have tried to take me out. Like that for sure. For sure. Because I was dangerously drunk up in there. Some hood ass concert stories, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, I've been to way crazier concerts than that. We saw Dom Kennedy over here. It was in fucking Del Paso Heights, which is like, for people that are local to me, it's like a shitty part of Sacramento. It's a dog shit part of Sacramento. And we see Dom Kennedy. I fucking love Dom Kennedy. And it's like before he's even popular. And he's not even really popular, but it's before he's even half popular, really. And it's like a small ass venue. There's like 100 people in the crowd tops. They're all packed in hella tight to like a 1 foot raised fucking stage. And so he's right in front of us. Like, we're right in front. He's doing all of like the songs you want to hear him do, except for one song called The Homies. There's a dude in the crowd. They didn't pat us down. So this is in like a really shitty part of town. They went like, okay, you're good. Like they did not pat us down for the show. That's the only time I'm really uncomfortable at his concert, if they don't really pat you down pretty good, which I like it sometimes because I always have drugs on me. But I also want them to find people that have guns and knives and shit. Like I want it to feel like there's no knives and shit in there, right? So we're in there and like some guy, like music stops for a second and some dude's just like, you're not going to play The Homies? Really? Really? You're not going to play The Homies? It's like I'm talking me to you because they're so close. And he's like, no, it's all good. And he just went going. But for a second, there was a lot. I said it like it was in passing and he was just like, oh, okay. He sounded mad. Like he sounded like he was taking issue with this fool when he said it. Tricks Luck. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Never fell in love, nor been to a rock show. That's all good. What part of Sac are you from? Rep your hood, Judge. I mean, I'm from all about, bro. I've lived in South Sac. I live in Rancho right now. I've lived in Elk Grove, which is a nice part. I like being there the most. I'd rather not live in the grungy parts, but here we are. Mario spots in the fucking trap, but he likes that, so it's all good. The first time we went to go see Travis Scott, it was at like a smaller venue here in Sac. It was like a pretty good sized venue, but it was smaller. Like it was, I think it's called the Scottish Rite. And he still had like a big ass robot bird. Like Travis Scott's concerts are crazy. Like the production value is very high. My wife won us tickets on the radio. Who even does that, bro? My wife won us tickets to go see Travis Scott on the radio. It was when Beats in the Trap was out. It was like he did all like, oh man, it was so cool. We got kicked out online, or they almost kicked us out online because I was smoking a cigarette outside. Not even weed. I wasn't even smoking weed in line yet. But they fucking almost, they were like, hey, you have to put that out or you have to leave. We were outside. We were like 100% outside. I was on grass, bro. I just put it out, but I was mad. Then I had like a bag full of blunts, and I walked in not really hiding it because they usually don't care. Like sometimes they care and sometimes they don't, and sometimes you just fucking roll with it. And I had this bag full of weed, and the guy like turned me around at the metal detector. He was like, "You got to go get rid of that and come back through." And so I just went back to like the back of the line. I tucked it, and then I walked back up and cut up. And I was like, "All good?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he just let me right through. But I was like, "Bro, fuck you for even making me do that," because it cost me several lines back in the line. Like eventually, I got to the front, but it was not an easy path. Cheddar, the spot you pulled up to was in Rosemont, which is like kind of over here where I live now, like a couple miles from where I live now, on the east side of Sacramento. Somebody call and tell some concert stories. I have some more. I really do, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not tell them. So call in, tell a concert story, 540-583-4464. Ooh, anonymous. Someone's calling anonymously. What happened? Right when I answered it, hung up. Try to call back, anonymous. I don't know what happened, but how's it going? You got a concert story. It says right here.
Yep. How are you doing? I'm doing good.
I'm doing great. I'm happy to hear you're doing good.
Well, I've been to one concert. It was a Miley Cyrus concert back in 2014.
That sounds lit. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to go.
I wish it would have been lit for me, but it was top 3 worst ever experiences of my life.
What happened?
So, and where I live, there you can't really get anything like acid or LSD, so I didn't get to do anything cool like that. I did DXM pills.
I can't say I've heard of that.
Yeah, normal. Yeah, it's you can get it from the stores, cough medicine.
Oh, okay.
But we had a friend who would make his own. He's a chemist kind of guy, and I had the bright idea to take about 900 milligrams. A normal trip is about 300. I was a very experienced user. I'd done it many times before, but I guess I overestimated my abilities, and it was a great concert. I took the stuff as soon as I got there, and there was lots of colorful characters. The Icona Pop was opening for them. It was pretty cool. And in between one of Icona Pop songs and intermissions, whatever, I just got this really, really big sinking feeling in my stomach that just told me that I fucked up.
Oh no, you started to regret it, huh? So did it start to go? Is there something that made it go bad, or just a bad feeling?
It was, I guess it being so loud, and they got bass like a motherfucker, and I took such a large dose that it was just absolutely terrible. At one point, like Triple C's, they are it's kind of like an out of body.
Oh, Triple C's. I thought you said DMC. I know. I've heard Triple C's. I've taken that before. I've actually talked about that on the show before. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Triple C's. That's what we call them, the slang. And the equivalent I took would have been about like 50 or 60 Triple C's, but I was taking 100 milligram pills to where I took 9 of them. And at one point I was sitting down, eyes covered, ears covered, and I was having like an out of body experience to where I could see the whole concert from above, like from kind of a bird's eye kind of view. But the feelings were just so overwhelming. And kudos to Miley Cyrus though. She was lit. It was awesome.
It was the best of both
everybody
worlds.
Just went, and everybody went fucking ballistic. all of a sudden I am being crushed by like 300 people. They're all pushing into me, and I thought I was going to die. Like my life was flashing before my eyes. I was so fucked up that it was like just this insane, crazy, out of body death experience, life flashing before my eyes that I thought I was gonna die. It was just
I mean, you were
unexplainable.
on like an overdose amount of homemade cough medicine, right? You said you knew a dude that made this shit. It
Yeah.
wasn't even like from the store, right? So you might not even have been wrong. Like you might have been on the brink. You know what I mean? You're so, but also like when things get all tight in a concert like that, when the crowd gets really tight and you start to feel it, like that's not a good feeling, sober or fucked up. So to already be panicking and that happens,
Yeah.
nightmare scenario. But my main question is this, like, well, also I assume you're young, right? Like you're going to see Hannah Montana. You're taking homemade cough medicine because you can't get real drugs. Like I assume you can't be even 18 when you go do this, right?
I was 18.
Yeah. So does she do the whole concert as Miley, or does she put on the wig and also do Hannah Montana?
Oh no, it wasn't Hannah Montana. It was Miley Cyrus, Bangers tour. You know, like all the Miley going crazy, all that shit. None of the Hannah. I think she did a bit with Hannah Montana, but that was a joke. But
This was
Yeah, it was
during
all
her
the-
short hair twerk phase.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it. I gotta
So it
tell you,
was
I
a
would
lot-
love,
a lot
I
of
would have loved to
people,
have been on that concert. I would have taken some of the homemade cough medicine with you. I would have been right there with you, dude. I would have been freaking out too. You're not wrong. You got to try to get
Right.
fucked up at a concert. I would say almost anything you can. I wouldn't advise taking homemade cough syrup, or medicine, homemade cough medicine from the chemist dude, but also like that's how you buy acid. Like I know that when I made a face when you said that, but like anybody that actually you buy acid from, they're like, oh, I got this from a dude who makes it. He's like a scientist. So it's like the same exact story you just said, but with acid. So it's like I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not judging you at all. Not guilty. And I'm happy you made it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a harrowing experience.
I've
Definitely.
been really fucked up
Yeah.
on drugs somewhere that I was like, this is kind of dumb that I'm here already. And I've thought like, if I die here and people have to tell them I died in the crowd at the Miley Cyrus concert, you know what I mean? Like that's part of what you're thinking too. It's like a shame
Right.
about
That's-
where you're
that's
dying.
That's exactly part of what I was thinking about, what was going through my head. I was thinking I'm going to be the one guy who died at a Miley concert because he was fucked up on some garage grown shit.
This is almost the exact plot of the Miley Cyrus song "See You Again," right? The last time she freaked out. It's in the lyrics, bro.
Right.
That's great. I'm glad that you made it out. I'm glad they didn't have to explain to your parents that you died at the Miley show.
Yeah. I look back on it fondly now, but it was, top 3 worst experiences.
That's fantastic. I hope I can pick topics that make you call in about the other two. So wish me luck.
Cool. Good. All right. Thanks for having me, man.
Have a good one. That's great. That's honestly fantastic. Can't imagine. Talk about you getting lice. Oh, I for sure did get lice, bro. I for sure did get lice. Yo, so I was in the 7th grade and my sister had like daycare age children because she also was working, and we were like, so we would go pick her kids up from daycare, hang out with them for a little bit, whatever. Is my mic cutting out? My bad. Is that better? Yeah. So the kids at this daycare all got lice, and I didn't know that. And so I was just at school and oh, it's a bald joke. Well, guess what? I have a lice story, so I'm into it now. So then as I'm at school, my mom called me to the office and she got in the car. She was like, I had to come get you because we got lice. So the first day we tried like lice kit and picked through my hair. And then when there was still ice, I just fucking, that was the first time I shaved my head. I was like 13. So. Well, thanks for coming and thanks for calling, Drew. Appreciate it, man. See you Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're going to be on way more platforms too. I'm going to upgrade my fucking restream tonight. And then I got my couple new streaming places set up. We're about to be out here. It's a bald joke. I've been bald for a long time. Long time. I got to shave my head though, because it's pretty evident right now. But I've had my shit shaved for a long ass time. Oh my, I've drinking all my drinks. I'm very thirsty. I'll just try to go for the last sip of this. I feel better. I'm not gonna lie, I feel better. Any more fucking concert stories, I'm here for them. The second time I went to go see Travis Scott, it was at the big arena here, the Golden One. They just built it recently. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know, a while ago. And this was for the one after that. I forget the album. It wasn't Astroworld, but it was some of the singles on Astroworld. I think it was before Astroworld came out, maybe. And I'm pretty sure my wife won us tickets to that concert too. We did not buy them. I've never bought Travis Scott tickets. I would. It's a great show and I love his music. And I would 100% go see him, but I'm pretty sure both those shows my wife won us tickets to. So I had a bunch of blunts with me and also some other drugs. And as we're coming in, I had some weed tucked into my wallet and the lady just goes like this. Like the security lady sees it and she goes, "Hey, if you smoke that in here, they're going to kick you out." And I was like, "I know you have to say that. I know that's what you tell everybody. I will say okay, because that's what I have to say, right? But all right." And she's like, "No, I'm not kidding around. If you, I will come find you if I see you smoke." I was like, "Oh, okay, now I know you're full of shit." And my friend that's with me is like, "Yo, please stop getting into it with this, bro, because I'm already kind of fucked up." Go to Buffalo and we can interlock pubes. I would. I mean, I will. We'll take this shit on the road. When there's people watching enough to show up to somewhere live, we'll do this shit live. I'm ready. So I have obviously as soon as I get down there, we're smoking a lot of weed and it was fine. Everybody's getting fucked up. She talked shit to me about if I smoke weed, I'll get kicked out. I was on the general admission section of this concert, elbowing people around me and doing other stuff in the crowd. And she was trying to talk shit to me about smoking weed. They were running a very loose ship. You can literally die at a Travis Scott show and you won't get kicked out. So for her to say I was going to get kicked out for smoking weed, she was absolutely out of order. And I hold her in literal contempt. I have contempt for her. So security bitch at the Golden One, your words were empty. And I hope one day I can make you pay for that. Oh, that's silly. That's a silly thing to say. Somebody else call 540-583-4464 540 judging and tell me a concert story, because I still could probably tell some more. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't want to. I'm not doing this because I want to. I'll never tell a story while someone's on hold. I can promise you that. You have all the winter concert stories. Why? Why do you think I picked this topic? Because I know that this shit happens, bro. Every concert is a chance to meet an infinite amount of new people with your same interests, doing the same drugs as you, having a great time. I remember so vividly the same concert where the dude got pulled out for rolling too hard and he pulled out his ID to be like, it's fine. We go up and we're in the general admission area and we're standing, I'm just getting high and we're next to some really younger dudes. We're probably 25 and these kids are 18. So similar ages, but they basically were Oh, someone's calling. Oh, it's Rebecca. Let's go. Put pause on this one because Rebecca always has good stories. Hello.
Hey.
How are you? Thanks for calling.
Good. How are you tonight? Sounds
Excellent.
like you're having fun on the radio.
Yes, we're having a great time.
So, I don't know, man. I just called because we used to just do some stupid shit at concerts. Like, I think this was at Pantera back in the 90s. This is how old I am, so don't even judge me. But we went to the bathroom, me and my friend, and for some reason the tampon machine was broken. Somebody's stolen all the money out, so that's why it was broken. But me and her, we took all the tampons that were left in there out, and I don't know why we just decided to do this. We just started just throwing them into the audience. Like from, when we went back in, we just started just throwing them around randomly. And then we would do that with our empty beer. Well, not empty, but it would get down to like where the slobber was at the bottom and the foam. And we would just chuck our cups out into the crowd and glow sticks. I don't know why we used to do that. We just get bored.
I don't think. I mean, it's fun to fuck around at the concert. I understand that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're throwing
find
clean tampons at people, so it could be much worse. Like,
yeah, they were clean. They weren't used. But we would just like, oh, God forbid if we found a toilet paper roll, the toilet paper holder. No, if we could get a roll, man, it was over. You'd see it flat around the crowd like 4 or 5 times before finally it disappeared.
people don't realize how often vending machines of any kind break and how often things like this can happen. Like at a bowling alley one time, there was just an open coin bake on a claw machine. And I scooped out like a pocket full of quarters out of this shit. And I just put it in my pocket. And then I also used it to win a bunch of stuff out of the claw machine and took the money right back out. I was having a great time. Nobody came and said shit to me. I got all the money. I literally paid for the bowling and went home with like $30. It was incredible.
Fucking hey, man, that is like one of my dreams to be able to just raid a claw
Yeah, it was
machine.
fantastic. It was as good of a feeling as you could have in a bowling alley, maybe.
I bet. One of those top epic, yeah. It's, dude, I can't think of any other. I mean, I've got like a stack of concert tickets, dude, like 80 thick. 80. Like, we used to go all the time. We would follow Cottonmouth Kings around them. Not follow them like the Grateful Dead, but kind of, we would go see them every time they came here or the Bogarts.
I had some friends in high school that were really into
of
them.
course. Yeah, Cottonmouth Kings. Yeah, we even went and saw ICP a few times, right?
Oh,
they came over here
care
too.
for that. I don't care for that.
Well, we went over here to the flea market. This was back in the 90s, I think, or early 2000s is when this was. And they came to the flea market fairgrounds or some lame crap where it was all mud. And I come out of the porta potty after smoking this fat joint in there. And these two little undercover cops, they look like, what are those guys, those Jehovah's Witnesses? They look like them all coming up to me they looked scared as hell of me too. They were like, "Man, may we search your purse?" and blah, blah. I was like, what the hell? Luckily, it was the only thing I had was that joint I brought with me. But it seemed like they always picked me out of the crowd to search. Fuck,
I mean, if you're getting picked
that.
out of a crowd of juggalos, that says a lot more about you than that you had some drugs. That speaks to your whole vibe. That's upsetting to me.
I just don't understand what it was. My friend would tell me because I would ask her, "Man, what the hell?" She'd say, "You look nervous." I'm like, but she would tell me I look guilty.
The whole flea market was full of face painted weirdos and people in the mud, and they saw you and were like, "She has drugs." You know what I mean? Like that's
right. And I wasn't even in like any weird phase or anything. I was just dressed normally. Probably had a sparkly shirt or something silly on. But
guilty by association. You're guilty for just being there.
Yeah, it's probably why I probably stuck out like a sore thumb. They were like, "What the hell's wrong with her?" I was at an ICP show. That's what was wrong with me.
There it is. At least you know. It sounds like you know,
Yep.
and You know, remorse is half of it in the court that'll absolve you, but you're still absolutely guilty for that. Once you said you were at a
damn, I got the gavel.
Yeah, once you said you were at the Insane Clown Posse show in the mud, you were guilty. Guilty. You were never coming back.
No, I did not get muddy though. Other people did. I did not. I stayed back. I stood back. I stayed out of that. Proud to say.
Who knows what you would have done if those cops hadn't stopped you?
Oh, I know. Oh, lordy.
Thank you very much. Thanks for calling. That was really good.
No problem. Talk to you later. You have a good night. Bye.
Hard guilty for all juggalos on the show. I'm not saying she was a juggalo, but I'm saying she might be. You know what I mean? No, it's fine. That's all. I don't even need to go back to the other story. It's not important. It's not worth how dry my mouth is to keep talking like that. We have been on quite a roller coaster tonight. I will say that. I'm about to text one of my kids to bring me a bottle of water. It's just not going to work otherwise. Throw up the bat signal to the kids because they keep this shit going. Because otherwise I'll die. If I don't have water, I'll die. I don't make the rules. I mean, when she said the time that she was going to concerts, I thought we were going to hear like some really cool concerts. And I'm not saying that they weren't, but I wouldn't be going, you know? Oh, hold on. I'm hearing. I'll be right back. Just kidding. I didn't hear yet. Oh, 1 second. Eric in the chat, if you still have a concert story, bro, call in. I won't roast you. I might, but you know, it'll be fine. You don't have to worry about calling in and sounding dumb because no one's gonna sound dumber than me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make a fool of myself during the call, so you don't have to worry about it for you. Just call. Drop a call 540-583-4464. We're calling about concerts. I already told this story on stream, so I won't get too into it. But at that concert, we went to a festival, Rock the Bells, and this was like 2013. And our friend passed out, and we put him up next to another guy that was passed out on the lawn. And then the other group of people, we didn't know them. And the other group of people that were like the other passed out guy's friends, they did not like it. They were not into it. We didn't really care. Like, we just made it happen. We were laughing about it anyways, but we were coming back from that festival, and I was driving. I'm not a people person, bro. The only concert I went to, it's like a Brian concert back in 2014, and I was 13. I fell asleep. Oh, you're right. You're right not to call in, bro. But I would have liked to have still talked to you. I mean, that's fine. Just go out to another concert. If you only have one concert story and you fell asleep, that means you need to go out again. Concerts and shit are just now happening again, and it's safe to go, right? So I would. I am not. I mean, I have felt like the oldest fucking douche at the concert since I was like 23. So to go now when I'm like 30, almost 33, it would be a stretch, but I would go. I would go to some concerts. There's some concerts I would go to if they were available. One time my wife won us concert tickets to go see Jodeci. And me and Mario pull up to the venue, and it's like an all older people that are there to see Jodeci, if you can believe it. And we roll down the window and we give the security dude the parking pass that came with the tickets. And he looked at us and he goes, "You guys can't be smoking weed in here." And we were like, okay. And he was like, don't even think about it. And I was like, I'm already thinking about it, right? Like like he guessed right. Like I get it. I'm sure I looked high. I'm sure I smelled like weed. I'm sure I looked like somebody who was going to go right and park my car and smoke dope. But once he said that to me, I was like, guess what, buddy? Now I have to do it. And we went and got so high that we also left because we didn't really care about being there anymore. It took Jodeci way too fucking long to come out. I was only barely into it for one song, and I was like, let's dip. That's it. Yeah, you shouldn't have your kids at the show because I'm there doing drugs. People are there fighting and fucking and drinking and doing all kinds of crazy shit. The club is no place for you to bring your kids through. I bring my kids all kinds of places they shouldn't be. I take my kids to go eat at Twin Peaks because they like the food there. So we just all go. Like I take my kids a lot of places kids shouldn't go, but kids should not go to concerts. It's not a place for kids. Too many drugs, too many people who want to fight, and there's too much movement. Even in the seats, it's dicey. Even in the seats, it's dicey. But if you have your kid in the general admission section of even an all ages concert, you are a piece of shit. Take your kid home and take your ass home and stay there. One time Mario and I were at a show. I believe it was another Dom Kennedy show too. It was in San Francisco or it was in Oakland, I think. I think it was Dom Kennedy. I don't remember. There was a fucking fire. There was a fucking fire up in the seats where we were. We were upstairs. We were not in the fucking general admission area. And we're there smoking. Everything's fine. Everyone's getting high in an old ass theater. It's all good and it's all fun and games. And there's smoke machines and shit. So you're not worried about it. And then I took my little peepers and I looked down a few rows. And what do I see but a wooden fucking concert chair on fire, bro? Whoa. The whole seat was on fire. And the main thing you hear about when there's fires at crowded places is people get fucking trampled. And I was like up in there, like first of all, like I'm trampling or I'm gonna somebody's getting trampled. It could be me, it could be you, like who knows? But as soon as the fire was going, people were seeing it, and including me, and nobody was like, there's a fucking fire. Nobody gave a fuck that there was a fire. Because this fool, whoever was headlining, was about to come out. I'm pretty sure it was Dom. And they was like about to come out. And I want to be there more than anyone. Nobody likes Dom more than me. Like, oh. But I'm like, yo, it's with a heavy heart that I say this. But I think we have to leave. And Mario's just like, yes, we gotta go. We gotta go right now. So we leave. We go get in the car. We're headed out. There is no mention on the Twitters or Instagram or nothing about a fire or the show. They're just like, hey, show was cool. Nobody did shit about the fire except for me, who left. And I don't think I was wrong for that, and I don't even really regret it, but I do wish I'd seen him perform. And I'm glad I didn't die in a fire. One time I went to one of those weird EDM shows with a bunch of my friends that were into that shit. And I used to do ecstasy all the time back in the day, but they were all going to do Molly. I never done Molly before. I was like, this is exciting. I mean, doing Molly and going to like a robot music show, that sounds like what you're supposed to do. I had never done anything cool like that. I wouldn't go, that's not music I would listen to, but when you're fucked up, I was like, I get it. I mean, I get it. I feel like I'm a robot because I enjoy it. I'm having a great time. Just sweat my tits off and listen to robot music. We delivery guys are always doing some shit like that. Absolutely. Which brings us to our next point. Judge Meatball's Court is sponsored by Delta Breeze Cannabis. And if you like high quality cannabis at your club at a very low price, tell me where you live and I'll make sure that they sell it there. So hit me up. I'm doing some, I don't know, ad work, sales, move, you know what I mean? So doing all kinds of shit like that. So Delta Breeze, a proud sponsor of this courtroom. Appreciate it. Used to help some money launderer. That's tight. Were you like placing bets or what were you doing laundering the money? I have heard about some people that do all kinds of stuff doing, like back in the day, you used to be able to deposit money into anyone's account at like Bank of America. So I knew people that would do that, like get money out. They'd be like, hey, this is going to deposit like $7,000 in your account. You can keep like $200, but give me the rest of the money. And it all went good most of the time. So I heard. I don't know about that, but it seemed like a good gig. Laundering money seems cool. Also, you can use cash for a lot of things already. So you only gotta... Someone online got a hold of me and was like, want to make money? And I took it. Oh, yeah. That's tight. My mom got caught up in a scheme like this where someone was trying to launder money. And she was trying to send the money back to them on Facebook. She was ready to launder it. And she called me because she was having trouble sending it. And I said, Mom, you're full on caught up in a scam right now. And you've obviously already given them enough information where they're sending you a bunch of money. But you are right now at a point where you haven't done anything wrong. And you're at the only point in this exchange where you can fuck them over. You're at the only point right now where you can stick it to them. So if you just keep that money and give me some, then you can win and they won't have taken you for a ride and you will have stopped a scheme in its tracks and really will have won. We'll have won. And my mom didn't believe that that's what happened. And now she can't use PayPal anymore. And that's just the short of it. So, you know, who should we listen to? We could have had that money. We could have had that money, me and you. I get money sent from random ass people and then I would put it in a Cash App and send it to a crypto account and then send it to them and it would be safe. Made $800 in a week. Same, I can't use PayPal either. I was also kicked off PayPal for a long time for separate offenses, so I get it. Far be it for me to throw someone in PayPal jail. 5405-834-464. Hit me up and tell me a concert story. Let's do it. All due respect. Right, but she's getting schemed, and the schemester sent her money. Me, a born schemester, sniffed that out of the air in a second because I'm not a 60-year-old woman. And I was like, this is it. This is it for us. We can do it right now. But we flew too close to the sun and she just didn't believe me. And that's fine. You know, I'm traditionally not trustworthy, but I'm always good for a scheme. So if it's about some shady money, you should trust me because I'm trying to get it. I just burned myself. New subscriber compilation tonight. I don't know if it'll be tonight. I'm editing it right now, but new subscriber TikTok compilation. I can't take new subscribers on Facebook right now. So if you want to see exclusive like this one and 25 more comps that no one else has access to unless they pay, hit me up in the DMs and I'll shoot you my Venmo. And you can, you know what, donate whatever you want. And you can see all these hidden comps. You can see like 10 hours of TikToks that are fucking hilarious. Some of the best comps I've ever made. And I just want a little bit of cash. Because people usually have to pay $5 minimum to see at least all of them. Because you get access to all of them when you pay. But like, so send me $5. Like, it's not going to put you out to send me $5 for comps. It's so many TikToks. It's so many. I can literally lie. It's like the truth. Yeah, absolutely. Lying's great. We love to lie. But not in this courtroom, because I'll remind you once you call in, you're under oath. But yeah, of course, I love to lie. Guess what? We're on the clock. We're on the clock. It's been a minute since we've had a call. I gotta tell you. We Among Us. All right. Can I make a call? I don't think I can. Oh yeah, outbound call. Oh fuck. I dialed the wrong number. See? All right. Let's try again. Hello? Can you hear me?
714 is not
Oh.
available. At the tone.
I didn't tell him I was going to call, so that's understandable. Mario just texted me. He's watching the subscriber comps. See? He's doing it right now. Trying to get him to call because what the oh, I thought I just hung up the call line, but I think it's fine. I'm trying to get him to call in because this fool has been to all like 80-90% all the concerts I've been to, but prank call somebody. Maybe. Yo, I'm from a time where prank calls were very popular. Like you would download an MP3 of a prank call and that would be on a CD or like in your MP3 player. You'd be trying to listen to music and a prank call would come up. Like you kicked my dog, right? Like that's I used to love that shit. I used to make prank calls as a kid. I don't know if this is enough of a radio show for me to be prank calling people on here, but I mean, maybe. I told Mario I'm telling concert stories right now. He goes, you have an infinite amount of concert stories. I was like, you're fucking right, bro. The CKY prank calls. Hell yeah. Need to do a whole nother show on prank calls? I don't know. This isn't common. This isn't Crank Yankers. I'm running through Mario the stories I've already told to see if he can remind me of any more. Oh, anyways, so when I went to go see, I was talking to these young ass kids and they were like talking to me about weed. I was letting them hit this blunt. These kids looked like they had smoked weed before. They didn't really look like they do smoke weed. You know what I mean? So like this kid's like talking about, let me see if I can get this full call. Because Mario tells this story better than me because I was really fucked up. I remember like I would, as soon as these fools were looking at me crazy for like getting crazy high in there, I would just start acting reckless. Like once you're treating me like I'm a crazy person, I'm going to act wild. So I bet you he's not going to call, but we'll see. But like I'm like talking to these kids, I'm like smoking a blunt, I'm like smoking a pen. I have like a bunch of, I'm trying to sell this dude a cart because I have a box cart in my pocket. I was like, I'm going to sell this shit while we're here. Watch. Okay, sorry. So then like I like take the cart out of my pen and I was like, here, this shit's like brand new, bro. I just made it. And I tuck it into this kid's pocket. He's like 18. He's like, he looks like it was really cool. And like, he was kind of scared because I just put drugs in his pocket. So he was like, oh, thanks, man. He was not really that stoked. But then, so his friend comes over and finds us. This dude's fucked up. He's like, yeah, man, I like to smoke weed every day. Fuck what my dad says. We're out here. Like, I was laughing so hard at fuck what my dad says. Like, that shit made me almost cry laughing. I think about it to this day. Smoke weed all day. Fuck what my dad says. Classic. Yo, so something, I have done this no less than 5 times. But at a concert, they give you two wristbands, right? After you're 21, they give you a wristband for general admission, okay? And then if you are over 21, they give you a second wristband. And that's so they don't have to card you once you're in the venue. If you have the wristband, they'll just give you a drink at the drinks line or whatever. So once I'm in there, if I'm not going to buy any drinks at the concert, which I almost never do because I go into the concert so drunk they might not let me in. So I don't have to buy drinks there. That's my system. So I will talk to every young kid I bump into. I'm like, yo, man, if you guys are trying to get fucked up, you want my drink? You want my drink wristband? And I'll try to peel it off hella carefully. I'll like peel the little sticker back and I'll peel the wristband off. And I've gotten fucking $40 from some white, like, these kids don't even fucking think about what they're doing. Like, they're like, hey, man, I have $20. All right. You give me $10. You give me $10. Right. Then we'll have the wristband. They're like pooling money together to buy the wristband. How are they even going to buy the alcohol? Like, they don't even think that far ahead because they're fucking 17 or however old kids would try to beat a drink at a show when they're not supposed. But I have actually sold the wristband like 3 to 5 times for sure. For sure. And leaving a concert making a little bit of money is actually a great feeling because you could lose everything you have while you're there. So like for it to go good, that's a great feeling. Up and coming. That's so funny. So we went to go see Machine Gun Kelly in Oakland. I've told part of this story before because I also ran into MC Hammer after the show and he was not that cool about it. But we went to go see Machine Gun Kelly when he was like a rapper. It's still not cool, but it's less bad than seeing him now. So I'll have to preface it with that. He was a rapper at the time. And he was like he'd just come out, like he'd just been a rapper for a while. Like he had just some popular songs. We didn't know he was whack yet. I mean, we did, but we didn't. So we went to go see Machine Gun Kelly. And it's like a tiny ass venue with like an upstairs. There's upstairs going crazy. White Girl Mob is upstairs, like fucking Lil Debbie and Krayshawn. It's fucking tight. It's really cool. And we're in there and we're like right up in the front and some people are like, the openers are out. And this girl's like looking around at us and she goes, no, they're up and coming. Do you like them? They're up and coming. I don't even remember if this was here or at the Currency show, actually. I might, but anyways, so he goes, they're up and coming. And I was like, okay. And then we're just standing there watching. Like, here's the thing. If the openers suck, it's like completely silent. They're trying to be as hype as everyone that's at the rap, like that performs at the rap show. Like the openers have to perform like the headliner, right? But also no one knows their songs most of the time. And oftentimes they're not very good. So it's like going awry. And this bitch is like, they're up and coming. And we're like, okay. And then it's very quiet. And this bitch goes, you guys need to get more hype. Be more hype. And honestly, I was like, fuck this broad. But also, she was right. You know what I mean? I don't want to be harshing I don't want it to be a bad vibe because of me. I'm not there to make it a bad time. But I'm also not going to fucking show out for some bullshit. You know what I mean? But you know, Krayshawn, that's so funny because my other friend is friends with her too. So if we have a different mutual friend unrelated to all the other ways we know each other, that would also make me laugh. And first of all, no one's more hyped than me. Like, even if I'm being quiet, no one at the show is more hyped than me. So don't say that. Don't say that. Yo, twice me and Mario have been seeing Wiz at the Bill Graham in San Francisco, and E40 has come out. And Too Short, one time E40 and Too Short, and that was really cool. We saw Wiz and Snoop when the day high school dropped, the album, not the movie. And then Too Short and E40 were there. It was fucking awesome. If you can, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, Ched, but when E40 comes out at a show in the Bay Area, the fucking roof comes off this shit. Like it's like God walked out. So like it's great every time. But yeah, seeing Wiz and Too Short do On My Level live, fucking dope. Like really cool, really cool. We've seen it all. We've seen Wiz do like for like a long time. Mario and I have gone to see Wiz Khalifa probably, no lie, like 8 or 9 times. I've lost count how many times, but it's been 8 or 9 times. It's been enough times that we've been up front and his security saw us and they're like, "What's up, guys?" Like, many times. Too Short, that's my ugly bae. He would love to hear that. Guess what? He would love to hear that. Somebody call in and tell another concert story. I can believe that I have a lot of them because I've had a lot of concert stories, but we met some dude at that Wiz show I talked about named Monster. He was in line with us and he looked like a guy named Monster. And as soon as we got there, the line like tripled. This shit's around the building, down the sidewalk. It's a huge line. And this full Monster, I'll never forget it. That's why I'm saying it now. He goes, I was like, how many people, like, how big is this venue? And he goes, I don't know, but people in the back, they ain't gonna get in. And that was like a really basic thing that someone would say. But I say it all the time. People in the back, they ain't gonna get in. We went to go see, I think I might have talked about this a little bit on the show already, but we went to go see Mac Miller in Santa Cruz. And it was his like, I think it was his like 19th or 20th birthday. He was like really young. And this fool was hammered drunk. But we're out there and the opener's out, and me and this guy I just met, like a dude we met ended up, like we're maybe 4 hours from where we live, and a dude we met, this isn't shocking, but also was from like near where we were from. We're like, oh, that's cool. And me and this dude that we met, we're like we're right up against the stage. We're in the very first row of people, and we're passing a joint back and forth. We're hitting it, passing it, like because it's fine. Here's the thing. Everybody likes to smoke weed at a show. You can't be the first person smoking weed at a show because there has to be too many people smoking that the security can't really get a handle on it. If you're the first dude smoking weed, they're like, "Hey, cut it out," and they try to stop it, or they'll put it out, or it's a problem. It's not always. Sometimes it's fine. A lot of the times it's fine, but also sometimes it's not. So I'm passing this shit back and forth. I hit it. I pass this shit. The dude takes it. I no longer have the joint. As I look back, this fool gets fucking whoosh yanked out of the crowd. Security fucking whoo, pulled this dude out. He wasn't even a small guy. This was like a 200-pound dude. And security fucking pulled him right out. It was like I passed him the joint and like a truck took it. He was gone. And they didn't say shit to me. They either didn't see me smoking or didn't care or didn't want to take me out of I don't know. But so I was like, oh, I'd already gotten this dude's number and I hung out with him. He ended up going to the same college I was at. I went to several house parties with him and his sister. It was actually a good find. But me and that dude bonded because he got kicked out right before Matt came out for doing the same shit I did. I didn't feel guilty, but I was like, oh man, that sucks. Like he missed it all, bro. He missed it. Literally never been to a big concert like that. No, bro, this was a little ass concert. The Mac show, hell a little. It was in the small side of the Santa Cruz venue. Like we saw Wiz right when Black and Yellow came out, like right when the single came out. We saw Wiz at that same venue, but in the big part. This Mac show was at like the side venue, bro. And it was like literally like not more than 100 people, very small, really cool. He was absolutely wasted and he sang all the songs way too fast. But like the experience of it, incredible. And I loved, not like, I stopped listening to his music maybe a couple albums before he died, probably not all the way stopped, but like didn't really follow it. Like I was following it hard, buying albums at a time where nobody had to buy music still, and like the whole thing. But yeah, it was really cool. Even though he was really fucked up, it was really cool. Man, I know that I guess I can think of another one, but please call. This show isn't about me telling stories, so 540-583-4464. If I keep telling stories like this, you guys are gonna judge me, and I don't think you have the ropes for it. Def Leppard did that. Oh shit. I said their old ass sped up the tempo so they could go home quicker. That's funny. Isn't their drummer fucked up too? Isn't that part of it? All right, let's wrap it up. I think we're doing sex stories on Wednesday. God damn it. I'm pretty sure we're talking about sex. So 18 plus stream on Wednesday. We're telling sex stories, funny or otherwise. Don't call in bragging and don't call in lying, because if I sniff out a lie in my courtroom, I will tell you not to piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, and I will call you a lying piece of shit. So don't call in and tell me lying sex stories, but call in and tell me some doozies. I think that's going to be good. Unless somebody can think of a more appropriate or better topic, that's what we're going with. We'll be live on several more platforms on Wednesday too, so it's probably more people watching, and I assume more people calling. Actually, a great show today, so thank you anybody that called. Thank you for anybody that watched. Drop a follow, drop a sub, like the stream. Make it happen. You know what I mean? Make it happen. We're going to keep this shit going. But we're going to be back up on Wednesday, probably with sex stories. So hit me up and tell me something nasty. And court is adjourned.